even the step one, we want to send the right message. Means not only the fastest, coolest car connected to people. No, there's many ways, and we want that message very strongly, and that's how we design these collections.
우리가 매일 지나치는 거리엔 저마다의 하루를 실은 차들이 오갑니다. 누군가의 생계를 싣고, 누군가의 가족을 태우고, 또 누군가의 안전을 지킵니다. 이제 그 차들이 손안의 모형이 되었습니다. 미니 GT의 대표 글렌이 한국을 위한 새로운 모형차 라인업과 함께 한국을 찾았습니다.
You are here today for the launch event of the Mini GT Korean car series.
Yeah.
How do you feel being here?
It's exciting to coming back.
Right.
It is, and then and especially this time we bring a good news for fans in Korea. So I feel very excited.
After our previous interview with the WRD, it seemed interest in your story and Mini GT brand continued among various media outlets.
Yeah.
So I'm curious whether you actually felt more interview requests or interest from other media or people in the industry after our event. After our interview.
Yes, it does. I mean, I guess I talk more kind of off script more doing that, but it was also an emotional interview for me because it really gets me thinking about a lot of things I haven't thought for a long time.
Oh.
So I guess that affects kind of trigger and connected with some of the collectors. So I did get a lot of comments and positive, and people really like the video. So thank you so much for such a great video.
Thank you. Mini GT Korean car series is officially launching today. What was the biggest reason Mini GT decided to treat Korean market as its own dedicated series?
It was due to we feel the gap between a country with such strong car culture and with a strong car industry, but the model and the toy car, the gap is so big, and it feels unnormal for us that I feel. When I sitting watching on the street on the side, I would start thinking that the children's, if I were in their age, I would like to have a toy car of the school bus or the police car, but they have no chance to get in those. And for me, that gap is just too big. That I feel something I want to do for this market, and I feel it's something we also knew for Mini GT, but we were willing to try it because after all, over the years we talk about the enthusiasm about the car, the love of the car culture, and this is part of car culture. The how the young generation or the regular car fan connected, they have no model car, right? That's unfair. So we really want to do something about it. So it's something new for us, but we really like the challenge.
So looking at these lineups of Korean car series, it includes vehicles that are familiar yet unique to Koreans, such as Porter and Staria. So there are also versions like police car, like you mentioned, kindergarten buses and trucks, which makes lineup even more interesting. So I'm curious about the background behind choosing these everyday Korean vehicles rather than only focusing on like performance cars or supercars.
Typical stereotyping impression that collect car must be the cool car, the ultra expensive car, the hyper car, the fast car. I don't think that's correct. Our image with the car, our impression with the car, it comes from many different places, and that echoes and connected in our life. So you like different type of car, like Land Rover Defender that sell very well in the Mini GT collection. It's not a cool car. It has a weak engine, right? It doesn't go very fast, and it's very mechanical. But why it sells well, right? It connected to people in many different ways in their life, in the street, and same as that when we design the Korean car, we had talking about what we need to do to mix this first launch. I said, no, we don't need just the fastest car. We need a car connected with the life, the van you see on the street, the porter. That was my favorite because we're saying, I was like, okay, can we find one with the pork barbecue shops? I would like to have a logo on it. I guess if I'm going to open the Korean barbecue restaurant, that's a car I have to buy, right? So I was like, we got to make that. So we come out with a list that mix with the car from van to police to porters used in different ways like DHLs or construction shops. And so the collection will connect people in very different way. It could be your first car when you start your business, or you finally get your first car when you save enough money. Whatever reason, it start have a base to develop with a multi-direction. And even the step one, we want to send the right message. Means not only the fastest, coolest car connected to people. No, there's many ways, and we want that message very strongly, and that's how we design these collections.
So the Korean car series includes maybe 28 different Korean vehicle models. So
Yeah.
among them, is there one model that you personally feel more attached to?
Porter.
Porter. Okay.
I really like Porter.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah?
yes. I think if probably the same, I would expect like even in US or in Taiwan where I was a children, younger children, they more pay attention to those utility cars, the truck dumpsters, the emergency vehicle, the cool big fire truck, right? And Porter is everywhere here. I think it's what they see. And not only the children see that the car carries all type of life, and also for adults use it to start a business. It's very, I would almost say that's the Korean's Defender, right?
Oh.
Yeah, right. It's so connected to the life, like Defender connected in British. So that's why for me that is an important car to make. Of course, the bonus is like when I went back to Taiwan, they said, "Glenn, Taiwan use Porters too." I was like, but that was the car I really love in this collection. Yeah.
And then that proportion is you cannot find in America,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
like no food.
It's kind of like the K car from Japan. Each
Right.
culture has the way they needs and the regulation, and they develop product to suitable the balance between what they need in life and in the regulations. And that's why it makes collecting model car interesting. Now you learn why, just like Americans, like, what do you mean K car? What is K car? And they start understanding that's what Japanese. And so now they would have a chance to learn Porters. Why the Porters? There's no F-250 here, right? That's what you get in Korea to do your work. And I think that also serve as an ambassador to translate the Korean car culture and history to overseas people.
I've seen on your social media that you personally attend many events around the world. I mean, not just fancy events like Tokyo Auto Salon or Fair Fest, but you like attend to like those many local events in different countries. So as the head of brand, what does it mean to you to visit these events in person and meet fans face to face? And also I'm curious how the reactions you hear directly from fans influence the way you run MinGT as a brand?
For me, it's important that we want the fans to understand I'm also a collector. So the product created by somebody who also passion and collects model car. And for me to go to those events, I'm more in mentality, I'm more shifting into a collector than a brand owner try to do marketing. I'm basically, whenever I go to those events, I'm kind of like 95% I'm a collector. So my last event was a few months ago, I went to Vietnam and they welcomed me. But one thing I was a bit complaining, there's no vendor that day because they try to have more space to display, show off their collection to me, and they want me to see the collection. But I was complaining, I was like, hey, today I'm a collector, so I want to buy something for myself, but there's no, there's no seller here. And I was complaining, I was like, Glenn, you have all the model. I said, I still collect, okay? and that's the mentality. I go to those events, and they get to see me in that state. They understand I also love model car. I also complain about model car, the things I like, I don't like, just like them. It's no different. They might see me almighty up there and, oh, no. I'm just a human being just like them. Yes, I happen to run a business, I get to do that, but deep inside, I'm still a collector, not so much different from them. And that sends a strong message. At the same time, I get to have more quiet personal time with them to hear their comments, their wishes, and actually even communicate with them. In a way, there's might be misinformed or wrong information that we can clear. It's just simple over coffee, and they start understanding why things was arranged the way it was. And that helps a lot, and for both sides. So actually, for me at this stage, I enjoy those moments far more than the big fancy events. That's the time I really feel I can be more calm and even communicate with the collectors. And they become a more supportive collector and will become more kind of like a friend basis, understand each other. Yeah.
So this is probably the question Korean fans are most curious about. I see already many comments like, oh, it's Korean car collection, but where's Kia? Where's Genesis? So can you expect to see more Korean vehicles from MinGT in the future?
Yes, it's definitely. I mean, we start with Hyundai because we have a strong relationship with them. Also, they have the biggest variety, from racing, supercar, or like a performance car. That was a good base for us to start. and then it's an intention to expand that even for the future, but also go back to the past. So this is like what we call the point zero. Then you go to 1, 2, 3. But at the same time, we're going to go minus. We're going to go back to history at the right timing. Go to the Pony, goes to different cars they create. Not only Hyundai, but also other cars like Kias and some other brands in the past. So we feel it just takes a little bit time for the market to start kind of absorb it in. And they'll start one more, and then we will have the platform to tell the story and to communicate with the collectors. And so we do have intention to expand that. And that's why we kind of have this so-called Korean car collection, not just 2-3 cars in our pre-order sheet, because we have intention to expand it.
And earlier today, I saw you walking around Hyundai Motor Studio Seoul, like looking at different displays, especially right now at the first floor,
Yes.
mini car display is going on.
Yes.
So what do you think about the place, and then what do you think about the display?
I'm very surprised, to be honest. I work with many car company. I see many this kind of center, for car brands. But I think anybody I go to the Hyundai Motor Studio, they will expect walk in to see everything Hyundai. I love Hyundai. Hyundai is the best. Like kind of marketing message. But it's not the way first floor was designed. It's just purely car culture, and that amazed me. That it's more really fundamentally you try to groom lay the foundation for future car enthusiasts, or car enthusiast has a place to go further enhance his hobby and interest. And it's very well done. Actually, I was hoping, after this event over, I can spend, at least 20 minutes there, look around again. It kind of reminds me why my last visit pushed me to do this Korean car collection. Because here you have so many people love car culture. They go beyond just the branding. They just all about community and culture. They deserve the collection. And so I really like it. It's really one of the best space we've seen. So thank you, and such a great job.
Thank you. So lastly, could you share a message for Korean collectors who support Mini GT and the Korean car series?
Korean car is it's also always unique to me. For me, we see how it may not have a long history like from Japan or even compared to US, but the way they catch up so fast, and we feel there is they haven't really deserved the full credit, the whole community, the whole car culture, but when we start making it, we're still getting very full support of the community, and we see the sales in Koreans going up. But for us, not only the sales, we see the product they're purchasing, the strong culture. So we really appreciate, and we hope by bringing the Korean car collection, we can really enhance and grow the community to have more people who be enthusiasts and love car and car models. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for visiting Korea. Thank you for the Korean car series, and then we will keep supporting Mini GT.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
아 근데 저 이거 꺼내도 되면 하나 더 꺼내도 돼요. 보고 싶죠.
아 솔직히 쟤보단 얘가 더 정감하긴 하네요, 저는 개인적으로.
맞아요. 한이님이 이 중에서 딱 한 대만 살 수 있다. 그럼 뭘 사시겠습니까?
한 대만?
딱 한 대만 가질 수
대만?
있습니다. 하나 드릴게요. 여러분. 딱 하나. 오 고민을 오래 하시는데?
왜냐면은 파츠들이 많은 게 좋아가지고
파츠.
그 액세서리 경광등이나 그런 게 많은 게 좋아.
근데 이런 게 좀 의외기는 해요. 경찰이 이렇게 있어가지고.
그래도 전 포터.
포터? 포터 근데 포터도 3개 있잖아요.
호루죠.
어?
포터는 호루지.
역시 통하는 사람. 저랑 똑같은 생각을. 저도 호루 가고 싶어요. 호루 이런 이제 디테일 같은 것들 있잖아요. 신기하다 그래야 되나? 좀 보기는 어렵잖아요.
그쵸.
되게 어렵고.
모형류에서는 힘들지.
그리고 이게 떨어질지는 모르겠지만.
떨어집니다.
네, 진짜.
빠집니다. 위로.
그러면 이제 대공포 받고
네.
MG 받고 그래야 되나?
저기 그 시리아의 약간
그다음에 이게 아까 보다 보니까 요건 경찰인데 쟤는 해양 경찰.
해양 경찰이네. 이건 처음 봐요, 근데 저도.
이런 디테일 차이는 전 처음 알았어요. 경찰을 잘 모르는 것도 있기는 한데.
이 리버리는 처음 봐요. 그러네.
뭐 모르시나요? 스타리아.
저는 얘.
오.
그러면 이게 도색하는 입장에서 이 색깔 표현하기가 진짜 어렵거든요.
저는 좀 고민이 돼요. 이게 저는 이제 공항 저희 자주 가잖아요.
자주 간
항상 보이잖아요. 이렇게는 네. 뚫려 있는.
루프가.
그러니까 이게
그러네. 또 그런 차이가 있네.
라운지라고.
예.
이게 이게 또 이제 고급감이 있어서 얘를 가질까 했다가 말씀하신 것처럼 저도 이런 경광등이 있고 막 그런 걸 좀 좋아하다 보니까 근데 또 경광등만 있으면 또 지루하잖아요. 예.
그런 의미에서 저도 얘도 예뻐.
네. 왜냐면 얘는 이게
아 옆에 날개 있네 진짜. 디테일
열리진 않는 거 같아요.
열리진 않을 것 같아. 그것까지 열리면 다 부러질 거야 막.
캐스퍼의 이 색깔은 저 한 번도
저 못 본 것 같아.
시엔나 오렌지? 근데 저 캐스퍼도 파란색 있는 거 아세요? 파란색 나오면은 저는 고민도 않고 살 거였던 게 저는 그 파란색 구역이 따로 있거든요.
나 이 사람 얘기 안 할래. 베렌도 꺼내져 있다. 우리 전 여친 짱.
떠나간 확실히 베렌이 조금 인기가 많네. 베렌 자체가 원래 약간 다케로도 많이 안 나왔죠.
없었죠. 그
네.
1대38이 최근에 나왔어.
최근에 1대38
네.
맞아 나왔었고 근데 이렇게 작은 버전으로는 제가 그렇게 갖고 싶어 했는데
이제서야 나온.
가고 나니까 나왔네.
가고 나니까 나왔어.
나왔어.
6N도 아직 발매 안 된 차고.
네.
그 컨셉칸이 있었잖아요. RM22
맞아요.
있었는데 이쁘다.
얘는 위에 그게 없네.
썬루프?
썬루프가 없는 버전.
아 썬루프가 없어야죠 진짜 참. 아 근데 이거 저는 딴 것보다 테일램프 안에 색깔을 두 개를 나눈 게 진짜 광기다. 후진등이랑 브레이크등 미등을 색깔을 나눠놨어. 파츠 하나에다. 저 어떻게 만들죠?
괜히 팔았나?
아유 철리면 근데 MRS가 더 잘 어울리는 남자이기 때문에
내 디테일이 진짜 장난 아니다. 잘 나왔네.
이 정도면 굉장한 노력이네.
네.
아 얘 순정이구나.
네.
이렇게 낯.
아이오닉 5 완전 순진인데
이렇게 낯서나 했네.
요즘에 이제 택시 아니면 M 아니면 이제 드리프트 이런 걸로 하다 보니까 순정
순정이
보는 게 지금
되게
오히려
낯서네.
낯서. 이것도 근데 퍼블색 모양으로 좀 다 모아도 재미는 있겠다.
미묘하게 또 다르잖아요. 쟤는 펄 들어간 퍼블이고
네.
얘는 무광이고.
누가 여기 다 있으세요?
미출시된 거 빼면 다 있습니다. 심지어 아반떼는 좌핸들 버전, 우핸들 버전 다 있어.
아 우핸들 버전.
우핸들도 있어요. 호주 시장.
호주
노리는.
버전.
응.
와.
릴리캅도 참 이렇게 보니 예쁘다.